All right, what's going on, everybody? Let me make this a little smaller. There we go. So today for the premium, I'm going to be telling you guys the best and the worst prop firms in the space and what you should be looking at for each situation. All right. So as you guys know, I am a heavy advocate of gambling fucking evals because they're a waste of fucking time. But you can only gamble your evals if you actually know how to trade profitably and consistently. What does that mean? That means you have passed an eval before, you genuinely think that you can pass an eval but you don't want to waste the time, you have a back-tested strategy that you have fully mastered on executing, and you have money to spend on accounts if you fail them. With the gambling. And I've gone over the gambling, the eval shit. If you guys want, I made a whole video on it on YouTube. And I literally did I recorded me passing a 150K. So if you go over here to which one is it? Am I dumb as fuck? How to pass evals instantly, trading CPI, live execution, pretty simple. So watch that shit. You can only do it on CPI or NFP. How do you know when those are? You go on a website called forexfactory.com. You look for the red folder news. As you can see, CPI. The next one I believe is until February 6th. Non-farm employment change. That's the next NFP or CPI. Next week we have pretty shit news. Obviously Monday is a bank holiday. Tuesday we have no news. Wednesday we have Trump speaking before the market even opens. Thursday some weak ass 8:30 news. GDP is pretty good. And then PMI Friday. So I'm not going to be able to trade Wednesday. I'm going to be in New York City, and Monday I'll obviously be off for the bank holiday. So Tuesday I'm going to trade on my own, and then Thursday and Friday, because we have news, actual news, I'll live stream for you guys. Anyway, let's get into this fucking bullshit. So obviously Tradeify is what I'm going to start with, because Tradeify is the only firm that I have a partnership with, because I think they're a very, very good firm. I think they're probably the best firm because they have so many different account types. So they have the growth account type for funding. 25, 50, 100, and 150. No 25 actually on the growth. And why is this such an attractive account? Because you can pass it in one day with the news trading with the video that I showed you. So the growth accounts, you can do that. The select accounts and the lightnings, you can't. But here are the cool things, right? Pretty good pricing. $100 per month, no activation fee. And once you're funded, you can use for contract, there's basically no contract limitations. As soon as you get into it, you get the full contracts, which means if you're a guy who likes to risk fucking heavy and you have big balls, then you can do that as soon as you pass the account. So that's a good thing about the growth. You look at the select. The select is probably the highest quality if you're a good trader for any account out of any of these companies. Let's talk about why. Well, you have to pass the account in at least 3 days. There's a consistency of 40%, which does suck, but the profit target is only 2,500, whereas the growth is 3,000. And the fuck was that? And the best part is you get to choose your path. After you pass the account, you can either request daily payouts, which is fucking insane. Literally, you can have a winning day and then take it out and put it in your bank account the same day with a maximum of $1,000. No consistency rule. The daily loss limit is the same as the max payout, and your max drawdown on the account is the same as it would be on a growth. Or you can do every 5 days, which is the typical, the Top Step, Apex, Alpha, the regular payout rules. 5 days, still no consistency rule though, with a max payout of $3K for your first payout on a $50K account, and the max drawdown of $2,000, the average. Very, very fucking fire. Probably the best accounts. Still not that expensive. Nothing crazy because, once again, no activation fee. These are fucking... They pay out in an hour. So let's say I hit a trade at 10 a.m. and I make $700. I can wait literally not even 7 hours, whatever the fuck it would be. I can wait 7 hours, pay out that $700 and see it in my bank account and get dinner with it that fucking night. That's how insane it is. Lightning, instant funding, no eval to worry about. The only shitty part about this is there's a 20% consistency rule, and that's about it. That's the only shitty part. Everything else is pretty similar. Fat daily loss limit, 2,000 loss. They go up to 150K for this. 500 for a one time, to me, is just not worth it. I don't think $500 is worth it for 150K in funding when I can just gamble and I'll probably pass at least in 1 or 2 tries. Like if I do a growth account and I gamble, then I will have 2 tries on that shit, and I won't have to worry about a bitch ass 20% consistency. So the Lightning is cool though. If you're like, fuck it, I have a lot of money and I don't want to waste time on evals, then you might as well just get the Lightning accounts. But fucking Tradeify is beautiful, gives you so many different options. Let's go to Alpha Futures now, which is probably second on my list. Let's talk about why. Second on my list because they have a zero plan once again. The only negative of the zero plan being that you can gamble it on news and pass in a day. The only negative here is that it only goes up to 100K and not 150. With the eval, no consistency, 3 contract position size. Let's talk about the negatives of this, though, is you have to scale up. What the fuck? You have to scale up at the start, meaning you can only use like 1 contract at the beginning once you pass. There is a 40% consistency, which isn't bad at all. Max allocation is 3. So overall, daily loss card of 1,000, and you get a 90% profit split. So really, really nice. I really like this. Minimum trading days of 5. This is a pretty, basic, solid rules. But the reason why they're great is because they, the zero has no activation fee, whereas the standard plan does. And I've never even looked at the standard or advanced plans. The good thing about them is that they go up to 150K. Also, the prices aren't too expensive on any of these accounts. Let's go with the standard plan. So you have to get a 50% consistency rule with a profit target of 3,000. So it's just like Top Step. The eval rules are the same as Top Step. 50% consistency, 3,000 profit target, 5 contract max position size, but a little bit cheaper, I believe, than Top Step. But we'll see in a minute. And then once you pass, you have to get 3 trading days, and there's once again a scaling plan with a profit split that varies after a certain amount of payouts. 40% consistency rule, and you can get 3 accounts. So Alpha doesn't let you trade with as much capital, and unless you're going with the zeros, you have to pass them with the standard and advanced plan. There's no scaling plan on the advanced plan, but the profit target is bigger on these accounts, and they're pretty fucking expensive. $4.19 a month is pretty crazy. So if I were you and you were going to use Alpha Futures, only use the zeros so you can pass them in a day and just stack up 100s because they're only $200. And you can scale these up. Risk whatever you're risking on the 150s on the 100, and you'll get a payout pretty quickly on it or blow it. But the drawdown is I forget, 4K? Yeah, 4K, which is like you'll be good. So yeah, I really like Alpha. Also, the reason why a lot of people like Alpha is because I forgot there's an activation fee on the qualified on the accounts after passing. So let's say you do the advanced plan, you pay $419, and then you pass them, you have to pay another $150 to activate. Super fucking expensive, which is dumb as fuck. But so if you're going to use Alpha Futures, you should use the zero accounts so that you don't have to worry about the activation fee. You can pass them in a day. And the scaling plan is a little annoying, but these are more just background accounts. You don't want to focus on the alphas. You want to build them up with the others. Now, Lucid is arguably slipping into my 2 spot lately. They're so fucking good lately. So, they have the Lucid Pros, $100. You can pass these in a day with news trading, which I've done multiple times with them. Funded rules, max loss 2,000. Consistency rule of 40%. Max size of 4 minis, which you can get immediately, and then minimum you literally need 5 days of $100 to be eligible for a payout. Now, should you make more than that? Yes. Also, they might manually move you, but you can get up to 6 payouts before they try moving you to live. So you don't have to get rid of them after 2 or 3 payouts if you're scared. You can get like 4 or 5 on them. Profit target the same, everything is the same. The reason why Lucid stands out is because of their customer support. They will answer you and be very, very helpful. And also, I swear to God, I took a payout with Lucid and it was in my bank account in a fucking hour. So quick, like ridiculously quick. Very, very happy with this firm, and it's gaining a lot of momentum in the space. People I know everywhere, big and small traders, are starting to use Lucid because of their options. So I've only really looked at the 50K Pro eval because that's the one you can gamble. The Lucid Flex is their basic one. One-time $84 payment, which is super, super cheap. There's a 50% consistency fee to pass, but there's no consistency fee in the funded, which is huge. And then with the rules, I think it's the same. It's 5 of 150 now. But no consistency in the funded, no daily loss limit, and no activation fee. These are very, very solid as well if you're fine with passing an account. Lucid Direct, they also have one-time payments where you can get, for about the same prices as Tradeify, direct money straight to your shit, 3,600 drawdown or daily loss limit. Consistency rule of 20%, once again, same as Tradeify. So the direct accounts aren't anything crazy, but these Lucid Pro and Lucid Flex are extremely high quality. Next, TopStep. TopStep is great because it's the head of the industry, so they're, people are paying out from them. Also, they do have activation fees now. I forget if you can do the activation fee on the 150K. I really don't want to accidentally buy one of these. Let me just make sure I'm not fucking what's it called? Showing my payment, my credit card. I think you will have to do an activation fee. Okay, well that's kind of dumb. But let me get this back up. My God, can I just fucking see the comments? Oh my God! All right, whatever. All right, so we got the 50K, we got the 100K, and we got the 150K. They're just very basic. I mean, they're expensive as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. $150 a month, plus a $130 activation fee is fucking expensive. But they're really easy to get a payout on. 5 winning days of $150, and they're legitimate. There's no denying your payout. Their rules are super simple, and they're going to always pay you out. They have the no activation fees as well, where it's a $189 a month thing and a $0 express funded activation if you want to get a 150K. Over here, $89 a month with no funded activation fee on the 50K. So this is for people who are very good traders and are know that they can pass evals. They're not risking it. Negative of TopStep, you cannot gamble. You cannot gamble news. You cannot gamble any of that shit because there's a 50% consistency rule on every single account, whether it's standard or no activation fee. So that's why it's a little low for me, because you have to take the time to pass them. But they're reliable. They lead the industry. They are really, really easy to get a payout with once you pass them. And they now have the no activation fee thing. So if you're actually good at trading, you can get an account with for pretty cheap. $90 all in for 50K, and funding is not bad. And you get to pay out from TopStep. Yeah. Now next, my funded futures is some people's favorites. The reason why it's this low on the list for me is just because I don't use it. I really never really have gotten into my funded futures. The reason is because you cannot gamble them. So I just don't do it, or hedge with the with news. So I never do it. But they have the core plan, which, as you can see, evaluation rules, 50% consistency. They have the pro plan, which is 50% consistency in the evaluation. And then they have now the rapid plan, which is a bit newer. Once again, 50%. So you can't gamble them at all. Oh, yeah, you can do the add-on for the pro plan. I forgot. The no consistency rule add-on. But let's say you do the whole no consistency rule add-on. It's $227 a month, and even after the discount, it's still about $200 a month for 50K in funding, which is so goddamn expensive, almost double every other one that I've named so far. And their rules are shit. Payout rules: first payout 14 days. You have to do 14 days, and a minimum payout of 1K. Minimum is fine, but 14 days for a first payout is fucking ridiculous. So yeah, but the rapid plan is pretty cool. They're now copying Tradeify by doing the daily payouts thing. This is probably the best option. The core plan is just their basic shit. You can get a 3,000 per payout cap. It's pretty solid, but I'd say if you're going to use my funded, either drop a bag and get the pro plan so you can gamble it, or do the rapid plan so that you can build up, and then you can start passing literally every fucking day. There's no consistency rule. There's no nothing. Minimum payout of $500. And yeah, 1 day to pay out. So very, very nice. Last on my list is bitch ass Apex Trading. And if you guys want me to tell you about any other firms, let me know. Funded Next, I don't use. Top Trader or something. fuck is that thing called? Take Profit Trader. I've never used. Apex sucks dick. Let me tell you why. Apex was the first firm that I really got into, them and TopStep, and I maxed allocation on Apex. I had 20, 50K accounts, and I rinsed them. I think I literally paid out 40K from them like 10 times. Like, rinsed their shit. I made so much, hundreds of thousands of dollars in payouts from Apex. I'm that motherfucker. So then they banned my shit, and the shit that I had to go through as a beginner, I wouldn't say beginner trader, but at the beginning of my profitable trading career, with these fucking rules, with their customer service, with the allegations around them, like, people are calling Apex scammers and liars, and I would have to, like, filter it out so that I could be like, well, but hopefully they'll pay out me. And people always say, like, dude, follow the rules and you'll get a payout. I would follow these strict 8 trading days. This consistency rule. The drawdown has to be like this. Like, I would be in the Tradevate settings, like, in my calculator, trying to figure out if this was a certain percentage of that, and then, like, it would be like, oh, yeah, but it's not from your last payout anymore. It's from your entire time trading the account. Like, and then, like, it was just fucking ridiculous. Because I remember one day, I made $4,500 per account, like my biggest day ever, something like that, like $70-something thousand, $80,000 in one day trading Apex, and I was so fucking hyped. And I know that it was like, all right, the consistency rule is going to be cooked, but every 8 days is when, after 8 trading days, you can reset it. So I traded a couple more trading days and then requested a payout on purpose to get denied on purpose for consistency rule. And then I traded 8 days straight after that with perfect consistency, following the rules, getting the winning days, all of their bullshit rules. I request, and they go, nope, doesn't count. Your consistency is off. And I was like, but I just had 8 days of good consistency, and they started bullshitting me and giving me some bullshit. And then a couple weeks after that, they said, hey, we're going to move you to a live account, so now you can't buy any more evals. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I tried to apply for the live, and then they just said, never mind, you can't even get a live, fuck off. So now, I swear to God, if I went and tried to buy this with my login, it would say that I'm not allowed to. But here are the positives of Apex. They have plenty of account options, very many account options for all brokers, and they're running discounts constantly. They're the cheapest on the fucking market by far. I've gotten 50K evals for $15, $20 on discount, and then like a $100 or $120 activation fee. But they are super fucking cheap. You can gamble them on news and pass them instantly, and you can scale them up like very, very easily. Like I said, they allow for 20 accounts. All the other firms on this list allow for 5 max. Alpha is 3, TopStep is 5, Lucid is 5, Tradify is 5. This one allows 20, which is fucking insane. So people get fat payouts from this, but they're just very strict with their rules, very annoying, shitty customer service, and a bad rep in the industry. So yeah, that is the prop firms I would rank in order, and yeah,